Our bad neighbors are attempting to sue us and take us to court. And by the way, there's gonna be a recording. Right here, page 2, it says that a recording can either party may arrange for the court reporter to record or the hearing or prepare a written transcript. We're gonna pay for the full recording and then we're gonna show it all to you. LIEnette sent in an intelligible letter, handwritten and with misspellings, grammar errors all over, to the judge. Not only that, she sent in an email that she sent to herself as well. Oh boy, this gets even crazier. You want to know the craziest part? She asked individuals that she has never met in person, such as Marla Huge, to actually send in letters of recommendation where she self-incriminates herself, telling the world that she trespasses in a fishing spot in Otter Creek. Let's take a peek at that spot. This is our property right here on North Otter Creek, one of 3 properties that we own. Now, if we go down here, around the bend, right here, this is where everybody says they want to go fishing. And this is private owned property. Nobody has any authority to be on this property. As a matter of fact, it's held by ORS Holdings. This is vacant land, private property, which nobody can be on at any point in time. Nobody from a nearby town can even throw their own garbage on it and then video themselves picking that garbage back up. Nobody can go fishing without permission. This is not town property. This is not county property. This is not state property. Everybody on this property is illegally trespassing. This is an email she sent to herself to then submit to the judge. And probably one of the most ironic things is her email address is Saving Kids. Now, this is an individual that is neglecting a child, exploiting a child, trying to make money off of that child and her illness, and frankly, abusing the child. Now, you'll see here there are some areas I redacted. That's George's full legal name. Now, George is her legal middle name. And because it is the internet, we do what we can to actually protect her. Now, LIEnette has not done anything to protect herself. She's incriminated herself further and further and further and called George the N-word. As a matter of fact, George and I are hoping that we can get a judge in Levy County that is African American. We think that would be incredible. Many of you right now are thinking, Jeremy, but wouldn't you just want this dismissed? You already have the CPO on her. The judge is going to throw it out. No, we do not want it dismissed. We want all the evidence before a judge. We want Harley saved, the animals saved. We want the residents of Otter Creek saved. We want this hearing. Absolutely want this hearing. We are going to fight, even if she tries to get it dismissed because she knows she's going to be found guilty. We're going to fight that it stays into the court system. Even if they want to throw it out because we already have the civil protection orders, we're going to fight to have it in the system. This hearing needs to be gone forward with. So let's take a peek here. She sends it from Saving Kids to It's a Shell Thing, or It's a Shell of a Day. Whew, well, it's going to be a shell of a day. November 29th. Is the actual court date now. So she's been saying it was the 10th and the 11th, and she couldn't remember which day it is. It's 29th. 29th is the court date. So it says this, Dear Judge, here we go again. It's not honor this time, it's judge, and we still don't have a capitalization. I'm pretty sure that's a proper pronoun in which the respect for that position and title should be capitalized. Dear Judge, I'm writing this from my email to my email so that I can print it for you. Boy, she's hard enough to understand in the first place. Doing it upside down with a light in your face makes it even more difficult. My name is LIEnette. Hold a second. She goes by Michelle. Oh, wait, that's right. That's all a scam. She's gone by Lacey. It's so ridiculous how many names, and it's all a part to scam and con more and to try and get more without actually giving into a system. In other words, working. My name is LIEnette M. Preston. I go by Michelle. Your daughter's name is Michelle. You're trying to utilize your daughter's name to actually con the system. So it goes on more. It says, I've been stalked, harassed, this is the best here. I've been cyber stalked. What is this, like a stocking that we hang by the chimney for Christmas? Please learn to spell. Please. I've been stalked, cyber stalked. I don't know. Somebody online must have hung up a stocking. That's being cyber stalked. Or maybe it's a stalking like sugarcane stalk or a corn stalk. Who knows? I've been cyber stalked, libeled. She can't spell libel either. Bullied, tormented, tortured. Look at this, George. We have tortured her. We have implemented torturing of the Michelle, whose real name is LIEnette. Torturing. We have tortured her. We have tormented her. Gaslighted. George, we have gaslighted her even. Where did it go? Oh my goodness. Gaslighted. Abused in ways that other human beings probably can't understand. Hold a second. This woman who physically can wake up every single day and breathe and walk and talk and is claiming she's been abused in ways that other human beings can't even understand. This woman doesn't even know what abuse truly is. And she's got that victimese yet again. She has been through more than anybody else in the world has ever had to go through. And how did it happen? By her own words, her own actions. George and I ignored it for months and months and months. The people of Otter Creek ignored it for months and months and months. The people of Otter Creek are ready to stand up and testify in court exactly to the abuse and the neglect that goes on in this town on a daily basis by LIEnette and John CROOK. It says the abuse started approximately in February, but the video started in March or May. Wait, March, April, May. That's like a 3-month difference there. March, April, May. It started in March or May. He has made a video almost every day since then and included me in some way. Well, let's make something very, very clear. If you inject yourself into my life and I video my life, you're going to be part of the video. You know what the smart thing to do is? Don't create Facebook pages. Don't say false things. Don't put up signs that call me an Ohio rapist. Don't say things constantly on a daily basis. Even when you have a civil protection order against you, you still can't stop. As a matter of fact, she just did a recent post that said this has been going on for a year. A year. Now here we're only at 9 months or at 7. She's not really sure. It was March. It could have been May. Are there any other months that start with M? I'm not sure. He's made a video almost every day since then that included me in some way. George, do we go to storage units and include LIEnette? No. As a matter of fact, we've been in Ohio. Was LIEnette included? No. As a matter of fact, we do videos every single day of our life. The only ones where she's included is where she's included herself. She wanted the attention. Now she's crying about the attention. And we ignored it for months and months. I've said before, you poke and you poke and you poke and you poke a bear. And then the bear has a huge paw and it has claws. And then it smacks back. It shoves back. And then you whine and you cry that you're a victim. You've done all of this to yourself. George and I never started anything with anyone. We wanted to live peacefully, and then people want to interrupt that peace on a constant basis. She says, number 1, Jeremy Hales has threatened. Here we go. Number 1, Jeremy Hales has threatened to stand across the street from my residence with his family pointing AK-47s at my home. Well, let's see. That is in response. Wait, you think we just said that? That's in response to number 1, you saying you're going to pop a cap into us and publicly posting it. Number 2, John brandishing a firearm. Number 3, John CROOK saying that all of George's family is coming over and they are ISIS and they're going to be in the schoolhouse. So we said, why don't we protect our property from the ignorant fools such as yourself? That's number 1. As they've called your family, George, Muslim terrorist, wouldn't it be great if we not only got an African-American judge, but we also got a Muslim judge? Mm-hmm. I mean, this would be incredible. Number 2, he has threatened to point a cannon at that he owns at my home. As a matter of fact, I can point anything that I want, any direction I want on my property. So she's okay to post publicly that she's going to pop a cap into anybody who comes to her property. She's gonna pop a cap in them. That's okay. But if a homeowner says, I'm going to protect my property from you, and these are the things I'm going to protect my property with, all of a sudden that's not okay in the court of law. Where does the insanity come with this person? I will do whatever it takes to protect myself, to protect George first over myself, to protect the residents of Otter Creek, frankly, over myself as well. George and the residents are over me. I can deal with my own issues, and I will use what I need to protect myself. There's no problem with that whatsoever, and I can clearly state that. He has threatened to dig a hole and put me in it in a video. All of these have video proof. I'm interested to see this video.
I want to see the video as well.
I can't wait to see this video in court. Oh, wait, that's right. LIEnette has publicly stated that the judge will not allow any video evidence in court. That's odd because all of our evidence will be video and screenshots. It will be multimedia. Not to mention, we just used all video evidence in court in Ohio against her, and screenshot and multimedia. Every court takes in video and screenshots and multimedia. So, George, I guess we're gonna have to start looking for this number 3.
Well, I'm sure she'll post about it.
Oh, of course. Well, she'll be posting about it and break the CPO again as well. Which, keep in mind, the civil protection order is one way. She cannot say our names. She cannot even refer to us. She cannot in a post even refer to the YouTubers, the talking, he has a civil protection order against me, but he did it this and he did it in retaliation, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's all breaking the civil protection order. Number 4, he has said that the town people of Otter Creek were going to lynch me in a video. So this woman has literally said despicable, horrific things about these towns members. And yeah, I did say that in the video. I have said they are ready to lynch her. I didn't say they are going to. They are ready to. And if she doesn't stop, and has she stopped? Nope. Are the townspeople ready to go to court and testify against her? Absolutely, 100%. So let's go to number 5. He said on a video for his fans to call CPS, have my daughter removed from my home. For no reason, he's alleging to the fans that I beat and abused my child. Let's stop right there. How many residents of Otter Creek do you think are going to be giving testimony in court that they have witnessed you hit a child in the face? How many people do you think are going to be testifying in court that they've seen the child in an animal cage in the side of the road in almost 100-degree heat on election day? How many people do you think have had it, completely and totally had it, with you and Crook, and want you gone forever? The same thing you've done in every other place you've gone. Burned every bridge, destroyed every relationship, and then you have to run to a new place. Just like you did with Harley's family. Lied to them, despicably lied to them, manipulated them, burnt every bridge, and then pulled up and ran to Otter Creek because you thought you would get my money. No, didn't happen, did it? All right, and yes, we have encouraged people to call CPS. As a matter of fact, if you have not, you are part of the problem. When you see abuse, you report abuse. When you see neglect of a child, you report neglect of a child. You are a part of the problem if you are not a part of the solution. Every defenseless child should be protected, specifically in this situation where a child is living illegally in a shed with no running water, 4-year-old still wearing diapers. This is insanity. Going to the bathroom in a bucket. This is complete and total insanity. Surrounded by feces and other dangers. Oh my goodness, it's so crazy. For no reason, he's alleging to the fans that I beat and abused my child, that I adopted and waited 35 years for. That's odd because you have other kids. So you waited 35 years for one child, and yet you have other children. And you wonder why your children have disowned you, blocked you from their lives, because you are a pathetic, narcissistic, horrific human being. Horrific human being. The Department of Children and Family Service has been at my home 7 times. Last we saw, which was just yesterday, 10 times. And by the way, the case is not closed. Her case has never been closed. When Children's Services come out, they give you things that have to be done by a certain timeline. Case has never been closed on her, and I doubt it ever will be. And so they continue to come out, they continue to investigate. She has open cases, and it has never been closed. So when she goes, well, the Children's Services never took the child from me, they give an opportunity to correct the situation over a timeline. It has never been closed. She has never been found not guilty. She has open cases, which means she is guilty and it needs to be corrected. Has been at my home at 7 times, but there has been hundreds of phone calls to CPS. Let's stop right there. All right, first of all, CPS isn't going to tell anybody, especially LIEnette, how many calls have come into CPS. All right, so for LIEnette to say there have been hundreds of phone calls is a little bit, apparently she knows something more than everybody else. But the funny part is when we were in court in Ohio, John CROOK asked George if she called CPS how many times?
I was called to the stand as a witness, and he was able to cross-examine me. And his question to me was, is it true that you called CPS 1,000 times?
So, apparently John CROOK knows something more than LIEnette, because LIEnette says hundreds and John CROOK says thousands. And we just looked at the judge and at our lawyer just like, oh my goodness, these two are so ignorant, beyond ignorant. Okay, so let's keep going on. And he says hundreds of phone calls to CPS because Jeremy Hales admitted to calling himself. And yeah, I did call. And I will continue to do what I can to help protect a defenseless child from an abuser. And that meaning both LIEnette and John CROOK are both the abuse problem. Okay?
But to be clear, you only called it one time.
To be clear, I've only called one time. That is correct. And then that George called admitting that his employee by the name of Patience, she can't even spell patience. My goodness. I mean, come on, get on with it. But at least she capitalized patience. But she put patience, not the name, but the virtue of patience. Called and asked his fan base to call on me and get my baby removed. She's 4. She's a toddler. She's not a baby. And you call her Mama. So why aren't you actually putting Mama in here? Come on, Mama. What are you doing, Mama? I mean, how weird.
Get out of the glass, Mama.
Get out of the glass now, Mama.
There's nails and snakes.
How ridiculous. Okay. And fan base to call on me to get my baby removed. He has alleged to the fans that I make her poop in a bucket. No, you have clearly showed the world in all of your pride that your composting bucket, which isn't even a composting bucket, is literally a bucket that you are pooping and urinating in, and then taking the urination and putting it on the property. You have posted to the world your pride of this is how we use the bathroom. You are the one that has shown the world what you're doing. By the way, you've been very clear that she does not wear diapers, even though you have clearly posted over and over and over again pictures of her in diapers and your garbage of diapers found on Dead Dog Road and everywhere else because you dumped it because CPS was coming. All right, but let's just keep going on. That I make her poop in a bucket. We have a beautiful RV on our property. If your RV is so beautiful, when the judge made you in the Ohio trial, made you pan the camera. Here's something you need to understand about the Ohio trial. Number one, LIEnette gave out the link for Zoom for court to other individuals. And yes, those individuals are watching right now. And so from the very beginning, she was threatened with contempt of court for giving the link out to others who are trying to be in the background in Zoom. And the judge went off on her. Number two, she had Harley, a child, in the room where things are being discussed, such as post in regards to John CROOK saying he has his appendage in George's mouth, and the other horrific things that LIEnette has posted, said, video. I mean, all of this stuff, disgusting, gross, and there's a child in the RV. Not to mention, John CROOK was in the RV, which is both illegal. There's only one person in the trial allowed to be in there, and that was her. So after contempt of court was threatened for that as well, the judge made her pan over the actual RV. which she said refused. I will not give Jeremy Hales more material to attack me online on YouTube, because the RV isn't beautiful. It is a bigger mess than the property.
It was a pigsty.
It is nobody should be living in such situations. And that's why she didn't want to show it, because there's a child living in these horrific situations. Okay, so we have a beautiful RV on your property. No, you have a trashed RV on the property, which is on the property illegally. And again, I will stress that our RV on our property is legal. There is a legal way to have an RV on a property and an illegal way to have an RV on a property. We have always been legal. She has been illegal past her 90 days. All right, we're building a home. And wait, we're building a home. Hold a second. You have posted over and over and over again, you can't build your home because you have no money. You've got no money. Everybody stole from you. The builder stole from you. The very first person you had working on the property, Kenny Jr., a known meth addict, stole from you. You had other addicts on your property who stole even a tortoise from you, according to you. And other addicts on the property stealing from you. But you're not, no. You're not abusing this child, neglecting this child whatsoever, are you? No. Nobody should be calling children's services when you literally have addicts on your property shooting firearms randomly. And you better believe the judge is going to hear from her own voice all of this in court. Okay, let's keep going on. We're building a home. No, you're not. We have a bathroom for the baby. Oh, really? The outdoor bathroom?
For the tortoises. For
the tortoises, where you bathe and you scrub the tortoises. By the way, I'm quoting everything she has posted, okay? This isn't stuff that and this is never stuff that I'm just putting my own opinion to. This is always just sharing what she has already shared. These are her screenshots, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of screenshots and videos. The proof is there, and the judge is only going to look at facts, not feelings, not ridiculousness, only the facts. The facts is she continues to neglect and abuse this child. She continues to neglect and abuse these animals. And the residents of Otter Creek are scared for their lives because these two are mentally unhinged. Okay, we have a beautiful RV on the property. We're building a home. We have a bathroom for the baby. That's funny because you have yet to post that bathroom. If you're so proud of your composting bucket, where's this beautiful bathroom? We have a potty chair for the baby. Really? Because she's in diapers. Why is she in diapers? Because you're on Facebook all day. You allow a tablet to raise this child. You are giving, by your own admission, by your own screenshots, you are giving melatonin to this child 24/7 because you can't handle her personality, because you're not actually training a child in the way that it should go or she should go. You are giving a tablet over and saying, take this melatonin, destroying her own system for melatonin, giving a child melatonin during the day because you can't handle it. You have posted that you can't even feed yourself and the child, but now you just took in 5 more tortoises. I can't even begin to understand the insanity that goes in the mind and what a judge in Florida is going to think.
Well, the Fish and Wildlife officer recommended that she decrease her inventory.
Absolutely. Said you need to get rid of animals. And where did she do? She went and got 5 more. So, who do you think we're going to be on the phone with? Fish and Wildlife. Okay, so I'm sure we'll see that in the next handwritten letter to Your Honor, lowercase h. Let's see what else we have here. She's not even potty trained yet, as she's a disabled child with a life-threatening metabolic disorder. All right, let's get back to this. There are plenty of children out there with a metabolic disorder. It is a dietary issue, and it is cared for with dietary needs. That's it. This is not life-threatening. It is more than manageable. And this is more victimese. We have a disabled child. Your child is not disabled. Now, you called her ugly because she has to wear glasses now. Wearing glasses isn't a disability. And having a metabolic disorder, which is fixed with diet, is not a disability. She is a normal child who should be living as a normal child with her siblings as a normal child, growing up as a normal child. Not being labeled everywhere and anywhere online for thousands of GoFundMes. Give me money, exploiting her to other individuals saying she's a disabled child. Do you know there are actual disabled children out there, and their parents aren't out there begging people for money? They have jobs. They earn their own money. They actually contribute to society. They don't take. They give, and they care for their child in a normal life. And that child has no idea that they're any different than any other child. And yet here you continue to label a normal child disabled. It's repulsive. I'll provide the worker's name on a separate paper. Oh, wait, I forgot. CPS has cleared us on all reports to them. No, there's open case. Completely open case. Okay, now here's where we're at. We got lots of pages here. We're at number 6 now. Number 6. Okay. Contact was made by Jeremy Hales to Winn-Dixie in Chiefland, Florida, where we got our produce from donated for the last 8 months. He went into Winn-Dixie and told them that we were throwing the garbage, the boxes that we got from the produce, all over the street in Otter Creek called Dead Dog Road. All right, so number 1, that is true, 100% true. And by her own post, she was taking the food, feeding it to Harley, eating it herself, and giving it to workers, addicts, on the property. She was giving it to other people in Otter Creek. You cannot take food that was being disposed of. There is a contract, which they were never signed, unfortunately, and there was an employee illegally giving these donations to them. So they ran around and underground, went through the system. Manager found out, said, cut off immediately. And one of the things I even asked the employee who was doing this illegally, I said, have you even been out there yet? Do you even know what you're doing, giving this stuff? And she went, no. I went, do you understand the very first thing LIEnette tells an individual when she meets them is that she wants to kill John? That she wants him dead and gone? He's an alcoholic. He's an abuser. And she goes, well, yeah, she did say all that stuff to me. And she said, yeah, he is a mess. He's the one that comes and picks it up. All right, well, let's keep going on. Okay. He also claimed to Winn-Dixie that we were feeding the garbage leaf lettuce and the garbage fruit that we were given to 2 homeless people that make them work for us on our tortoise rescue. No, you posted that. We have the screenshot. You have posted that. And by the way, as I'm talking, I'm obviously not talking directly to LIEnette. I'm talking rhetorically to LIEnette. This woman is so psychotic. Does she even know what she posted? Is she so lost in all of her lies? Is she so lost in all of her manipulations that she can't even remember all the ridiculousness that she has posted? She has posted all of this, and we have all of the screenshots, and we look forward to a judge seeing it all. Okay, so we were giving it to 2 homeless people to make them work for us at our tortoise rescue. That devastated our tortoise rescue. It devastated us financially. Really? How much money were you making? Were you selling it to the individuals, to the people of Otter Creek who are low income, and they were buying the food that you got donated that was specifically designated for animals, and you were selling it to them, and therefore you can't sell it no more, so it devastated you financially? I mean, come on. How do you get devastated financially? Oh, wait, that's right. We couldn't put up 10 more GoFundMes. Unprofessional beggars is what they are. They beg and they beg and they beg, and they're unprofessional at it. Oh, and by the way, they said I never contacted any of these, post after post after post.
Oh, she debunked you on that one.
I debunked Jeremy. He never went and talked to anybody. He never called anybody. Now all of a sudden, I did all this stuff. That's odd, because on her Facebook post, I never did anything. She said I lied and I lied and I lied and I never did it. Debunked. That's another lie. Debunked. Now all of a sudden, it's all right here to a judge. Okay. It devastated us financially. It destroyed the contact that we made between Winn-Dixie and ourselves, which financially hurt me, has hurt me in other ways, because he's telling fans to report me to every agency you could possibly report someone to. I've been turned into number 1. USDA, misappropriating large amounts of money that have been donated to me on the building of our house, on buying drugs, alcohol, and other things. You need to be reported. So you claim you're a 501c3. You have to make regular statements and accounts and paperwork. You have not done. You are running an illegal organization. You need to be called on and submitted and complained, and it can go on and on and on. Which, by the way, she just put in her paperwork. She claims she made absolutely nothing. 0. She just submitted it. which, by the way, is a big fat lie, she has to submit gifts in kind as well. And gifts in kind are physical items. Food from Winn-Dixie. Do you understand she just incriminated herself with a publicly court document now? She just incriminated herself with the USDA. That's how stupid she is. But let's keep going on. Okay. Number 2, Fish and Game for abusing, starving, boiling, and killing my tortoises on my rescue. Kenneth Holmes was from Fish and Game, came out and he looked at my rescue and he gave me a warning for the size of the pools. Some water in the bowls were green at time because my ex-husband was just that week in the hospital having knee surgery and being septus. Yeah, you got septus of the brain, all right. Mr. Holm realized what was going on. He gave us 90 days to fix what we needed to. And in that time, Mr. Hales has made continual calls stating that we're not doing the job. You didn't do the job. You actually contacted them and asked for an extension because the job wasn't done. Not only that, Mr. Holmes clearly stated you have a tortoise and an animal there with no water at all. None. And you have animals, you have turtles that are literally... they're swimming in their own fecal matter. That's how thick the water is. But yeah, we did nothing. We're the victims. We're the victims. Animals that can't help themselves. All right, let's see what else we got. This email she wrote herself and then gave it to the judge. Okay. Mr. Hales has made continual calls stating that we're not doing the job, that there's more things happening at our rescue. More tortoises are being killed. By the way, many tortoises have been killed. By her own post, she has killed them. You know what screenshots do? Debunked. Now we got another lie she debunked. Okay. Tortoises being killed also encourages fan base lying to them. That's odd because we haven't lied once. Telling them that the turtles in our turtle pond are boiling to death. No, the wildlife officer actually said, you're cooking them. Oh, but it was going to rain. Oh, we were on our way to somewhere. We couldn't take the lids off. Oh. Victim, excuse. They can't save their lives from your neglect and abuse. Okay. Telling the turtles in a turtle pond were boiling to death in the sun. We're not feeding anyone and that everyone is dying, and telling them to come on my property to release the tortoises. Did we tell anybody to go on the property and release the tortoises?
No.
We were hoping the hurricane would naturally do it, but okay.
More of her delusions.
And the turtles into the wild. It's proofed on a video. He's called the Better Business Bureau, Social Security, Disability, IRS, Children and Families, and I've stated above, Otter Creek Town Hall, Levy County Zoning and Health Department. All these agencies have been contacted and lied to by Mr. Hales about me, LIEnette Preston, and my ex-husband, John CROOK. And look what she says.
Oh, this is the first time she's mentioned him.
No. Period. John CROOK, no. What do you think? The judge is a child? No. Okay, so she's posted everywhere online that I never called any of these places. She debunked all the lies. I never called any of them. And here it is, saying I called them now. All right, number 7. Mr. Hales for months was telling his fan base of, look at this. This is funny. Mr. Hales was telling his fan base of number 6. Where'd it go?
Right there.
Okay. Telling his fan base of $650,000. Fan base, you apparently are worth $650,000. Okay, so I'm pretty sure she was methed up at the moment, which is typical. So I'm pretty sure she means 650,000 people, which we are currently over 300 million views. That's well over 250 million views. That I was throwing garbage, including my infant newborn baby diapers. My daughter is a toddler on... How does this sentence make any sense? All right, Mr. Hales for months was telling his fan base of $650,000 people that I was throwing garbage, including infant newborn baby diapers. My daughter is a toddler on Dead Dog Road, and that they should run me out of town for being a pig and dirtying up their town. Well, number one, you made your own property filthy, which is pretty disgusting, and you made it very, very unsafe for a child who apparently, according to you, has life-threatening diseases. So I don't remember any of... Did we ever say run them out of town? Mm-mm. I'm pretty sure they're running themselves out of town. There's not a single person that gives them any
that's
support.
her pattern of every place she's been.
Everywhere she's been. Although, Russ the Sus, they're now buddies with Russ the Sus. Huh? You think Russ is getting a little dance or two?
Maybe.
All right, number 8, Mr. Hales has come by my property and screamed and yelled and provoked us to come outside so he can video us, and he edits out all the bad things that he says and only shows his fan base publicly, not privately. Publicly, our reactions or John's reactions to what he's doing to us. That's odd because we actually just drove by yesterday. We said nothing whatsoever, and John was screaming at us. Again, breaking the civil protection order. Now, I would show you the video, but because I have a diesel truck, and you understand a diesel truck can't go fast, but it's very loud, we could hear with the human ear him yelling at us. The diesel truck drowned out him yelling at us. I mean, I'll show you a little clip right here. Number 9, Mr. Hills. Not joking. Now I'm Mr. Hills. I'm not sure the judge is going to know who she's talking about. Now it's Mr. Hills. Do you remember Hills Department Stores?
I do.
Yeah. Number 9, Mr. Hills. Apparently, I was part of the Hills franchise. Mr. Hills has shown photographs, which I will include in the packet, of my baby's diapers on her body off of a picture he got from a friend of mine and blew up of her private area and posted that on the internet of my child. Now, let's go back. Number 1, we got the picture from your own account. Number 2, we blew up and showed the poop running down her leg and her overly filled diaper and your neglect of abuse. There is no private scene anywhere whatsoever.
Her face wasn't included either.
What is seen is your abuse, your neglect of a child. Clearly. And you are the fool that posted it online. I can't wait for a judge in Florida to see all this. And I can't wait for a judge to actually stand up and protect this child. Number 10, Mr. Hales has shown photographs, which I will include in the packet of my... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I just did miss number 10. Number 11, I'm Mr. Hales again. I'm Mr. Hales again on number 11. Mr. Hales has abused me, belittled me, humiliated me, yelled at me in a town hall meeting, a few town meetings, and his friend, Madam Mayor Therese Granger. Well, look at that. She actually typed out Therese Granger instead of Tree Stranger.
Stranger?
Yeah, usually it says Tree Stranger when she posts publicly, but she actually got it out somehow, some way. Therese Stranger, who got put into that seat, allowed him to berate me, to humiliate me, to lie about me in front of the whole town. He told the town that we were shooting guns at our neighbors, that we were a danger to our neighbors, that we were throwing garbage all over the roads of Otter Creek, dirtying up their towns, that we should be thrown out of town immediately, that the town needed to run me out of town. It's on proof on a video, which I can provide in a hearing. Wait, hold a second. We thought the judge would not actually see any videos, wouldn't accept any videos. We would love to see this because you have publicly stated, and again, I'm rhetorically talking, publicly has stated that there are guns being fired off randomly on her property by addicts. And she continues to let them on the property. She and he being the two biggest ones on the property. And then taking it above another notch for a toddler and overdosing with melatonin during the day, destroying her own natural system for melatonin. Number 12, which very clearly in a town hall, I did warn all of the town hall members, the residents of Otter Creek, those who have not seen or heard what she has said or seen what she has done. I warned them all about the dangers of these people. And all of the residents around them are scared to go out of their houses at night. They can't see what's going on. They don't know what unhinged thing these two are going to do next, especially if they have firearms. All right, number 12, Mr. Hales now has had contact, which one of the neighbors, I should digress, one of the neighbors told us, and we have no reason to disbelieve, and this is a respected resident of Otter Creek that lives right nearby, that they were shooting randomly at black Jeep Cherokee that went by. And guess who drives a black Jeep Cherokee? George, who drives that?
I do, but at the time this incident happened, we were up in Ohio.
We were in Ohio. We weren't even here. They're trying to intimidate and scare, and they are out of their minds.
So since we weren't here, there obviously wouldn't have been a report.
So there's an eyewitness of this, and guess who's... You don't think this is going to come up in court? There's an eyewitness of this actually happening. You don't think there's going to be real witnesses called? This is actually witnessed. All right. Number 12. Mr. Hales has now had contact with my child's birth family. He lied to them. He told them that I was beating and abusing this child, starting a rift and a divide that will now never be repaired and ruining a beautiful adoption story for my child. I'm still not clear. What is this adoption story? It's clear to me that there must not be a legal adoption if this story isn't ended yet. I mean, you're adopted, the end. What is beautiful about this? You live in a dump. Your daughter is, if she is even your daughter, is surrounded by danger. Everywhere on that little piece of property is a danger. You being the biggest danger, Crook being the second biggest danger, and then all the fecal matter and all of the glass and all of the nails. There would be no happy adoption story for my child to hear. It'll be a story written, and it's in hate and hurt and pain and lies and deception, and that's so unfair to my child. That is not harassment. I don't know what is. Maybe you should have kept your mouth shut. Maybe you should have never got on Facebook. Maybe you should keep your mouth shut for the rest of your life. Maybe you should literally shut up. Do you understand an entire residency of a town wants nothing to do with you because you are mentally unstable and your mouth never ever stops? Everything that's happening you have created on your own. All right, let's keep going on. Number 13. Mr. Hales and George do a live every Sunday, and every one of those shows that they do, they put on a public internet YouTube channel that they discredited us, they humiliated us, they abused us. Well, how about I take a little page from your friend Shart? I'm the public press. I'm covering this story, and the story is your abuse and neglect of a child and animals and residents. I am the public press, and I have a camera, and I will share my personal opinions. I am the public press, and I will not stop until this story comes to an end. And there is nothing beautiful about this story. It's horrific, it's horrendous, and it's filled with liabilities. They abuse us. They tell us they have docs, that they gave out my phone number, my address. Told my family, listen, you gave out your own information. She's going to say I doxed her now. No, this is a public record. She submitted this. If she didn't want her email out there saving kids, she should have never submitted this. This is a public record. This woman doesn't save any kid. This woman kids need to be saved. I'm going to create an email address. Saving kids from LIEnette and John CROOK at gmail.com. All right. That they needed to call me and disturb me and tell me, oh, please don't call them and disturb them. That's what they do when they want someone to do. That's well known. I don't even know. How's anybody going to understand this? Well known that literally says that twice. Well known that is what they are saying, what they are asking the fans to do. So they do it. They're making these fans hate us. Nobody can make anybody hate anybody. You are the individual that has any control over the way somebody feels about you. Okay. And they're asking the fans to do this and hate that. Okay. Horrible things to us. They call me at all hours of the day and night, which, by the way, let's clearly state that you can't dox somebody who publicly has all of their information online. And some of you are going, what is doxing? Doxing is giving out public information for somebody who wants it private, who then you have an intent of harm for that person. So, for example, one of the reasons why we have the civil protection orders is because LIEnette posted our number and John CROOK posted our phone number, my private number, and our addresses and our property in an attempt of thievery and hate, and it goes on and on and on. So all of her information is public. It's all over. She posted everywhere.
She's a rescue that's open 24/7.
I'm a rescue that's open 24/7. She's a public entity. She's a public figure. She's a public property. It goes on and on and on, okay? No, it's private property, but public information in regards to the property address. She posted over and over for years and years, begging for money, her name, her number, her box. You come on my property, I'll pop a cap in you. But we got a donation box out front. Feel free to drop anything off. Here's our address. Anybody who wants to send anything for the tortoises, here's a wish list. Oh my goodness, this woman, the insanity of a wish list she created for the child and the animals. Do not give these people anything. It will not be used for what you intended it for. They are con artists and scam artists, and they're very poor at it. And they're not the only ones in Otter Creek. Know what your money is being used for. These fans say the most horrible things. They call me at all hours of the day and night. They burp, they fart, they call me a whore, they call me filthy names. They tell me to stop beating my child, give my baby back, that I'm a piece of disgusting crap. Was worse words than which I have sent some of the message to you. I printed them for you. If this is not harassment and stalking and bullying, then the definition is wrong. Okay, well now LIEnette gets to define what legal harassment and stalking is. And by the way, if those individuals are the ones that are calling you and they're the ones you need to take for an injunction, it is you who has clearly said, I am not responsible for what my ex-husband John Crook says or does. Oh, that's funny. So now I'm responsible for what the rest of the world does. You are responsible. John is responsible. And obviously, if you're watching, you understand that a judge is going to throw this all out anyway. It makes no sense whatsoever. We hope the judge doesn't throw out the entire hearing. We want the child to be saved first and foremost. Number 14. Yeah, there's more. There's so much more. I'll try and go faster, George, I promise. Number 14, Mr. Hales has made it clear on his Facebook and his YouTube to the fans that he's never going to stop until they run me off my property. He said that he's purchasing the mineral rights and the tree rights of my property so he can run me off my own property. They do not own their mineral rights. Their mineral rights are up for sale, and therefore I can purchase them. I have every legal right to do that. I've never said I'm running them off their property. Never once. I said I'm not stopping until Harley is protected, till the animals are protected, and till the residents of Otter Creek are protected. However that happens, it happens. Number 15, Jeremy has made it clear that he's not going to stop until, she literally says stop and tell instead, until. Jeremy's made it very clear he's not going to stop until my baby is removed from my care, even though I'm not abusing my child. My child is safe and happy and is doing fine with me. And her metabolic disorder and her illness, which Mr. Hales tells his fans she doesn't have, is just a little illness that is maintained by diet. He said I'm a liar and calls me LIEnette. So this is the best. Well, I call it the way I see it. You are a liar, and you have liabilities, and you are an abuser. Number 16, Mr. Hales has said so many horrific things about us, so many bad things about us to the public, she says it twice, that we cannot post or sell anything or do anything on our property because every time we try and post, we're met with negativity and the most nasty comments that it could possibly be said about us because of his lies, his abuse, his harassment. I'm afraid to leave my home with my child. Let's just stop right there. She's afraid to leave her home with her child. She also says she can never have her child around anybody and she can't leave her home. That's why she moved to Otter Creek. So which is it? You moved to Otter Creek to save your life-threatening diseased child, or you're afraid to leave your home? As you say, you never can take your child anywhere and it has to be on the property because you're protecting her because she has a life-threatening disease. You post pictures that she's in Dairy Queen and she's eating French fries. Hold a second. She has a life-threatening metabolic disorder. She can't eat French fries. What are you doing? Putting them in the feeding tube? All right, you post that you're at the Strawberry Festival. She's on animals. She's around other children, around other people. She's seen all the time in Walmart by the residents, the locals, and she does not have a mask on. It's interesting. She's afraid to leave her property, and yet she's seen all over the property. Last we were reported, she was seen in Walmart. LIEnette was seen in Walmart with the smallest miniskirt you have ever seen in your life. The man said he almost vomited. It was so gross. And Harley was not wearing a mask. Okay, let's keep going on. I'm afraid to leave my home with my child. We no longer walk on our road. We no longer go for stroller walks. She's a toddler. You don't need a stroller. And do you think literally any of these people want you anywhere near their homes? You are a liability. LIEnette with liabilities. Let's keep going. All right. I'm afraid to leave my home with my child. You understand she's saying all of this because she's manipulating, trying to become a victim. She's created all of this in her life. Now she's a victim, and she wants some type of sympathy from a judge. Judge is only going to look at facts, not going to look at this garbage. Okay? All right. So this is just all garbage that she's throwing in here. I was gone for 6 months. Why wasn't she doing stroller walks then? I mean, we've been back here for what, 1 week? 6 months, we were gone. Oh, but she was so scared of me as I was 1,500 miles away that she couldn't do stroller walks. Yeah, judge is going to go for that. All right. We no longer ride her Mack truck on the road because we fear now for our own lives. I don't know what's going to happen to us anymore. With what he has said and told people to do to us and what he has said the town is going to do to us, it terrifies me. I can't live my life normally anymore. And yet, you still are taking her to a splash pad where other kids have all of their germs, their urine, their fecal matter, their snot in the water being recirculated, and you post it all over the place. As a matter of fact, you post that all of this stuff I said is a lie. You say I've never said anything to town hall. I never contacted any agency. But you can't live life normally anymore. And what do you think a judge is going to say when they see all the screenshots, the actual proof? Number 17. Oh my goodness, the insanity. George, is your head hurt yet?
Yes.
Okay, just
and my
making sure.
neck.
Your neck too.
All and my shoulders.
Number 17, Mr. Hales is using his ability to reach out to my family members. Let's pause right there. I've never reached out to anybody, and nor did George or I ever reach out to anybody. People have reached out to us. All of the family have reached out to us. They're ready to testify in court against LIEnette. They can't wait to see this woman in jail, because she has destroyed their lives. This woman has destroyed so many lives beforehand. But let's keep going. Mr. Hales is using his ability to reach out to my family members, my daughters who I have conflict with, and not because I've done anything to my children, because they have problems of their own. Oh my goodness. I'm not even going to touch it. Not even going to touch it. And he stated lies about me via them, and he stated that I'm abusing my grandchildren when they're doing drugs and alcohol and selling drugs. He accused us of inappropriately touching my little, I'm using a different words here because it's YouTube, inappropriately touching my little girl. I have never once, ever even insinuated that. Although you have. Mm-hmm. You have insinuated in post over and over again that John CROOK has done that, and which has made your family contact CPS. Let's keep going. My little girl, in your honor, it has to stop. I'm begging for an injunction to stop this man and leave me alone. We went to the sheriff, their definition of cyber stalking and cyberbullying and harassment, even though it's there in black and white. You would know something about black and white as you called George the N-word. The paper is very different than the actual law. Please, Your Honor, I'm begging you. I have probably left out so many other things that I don't really have the mindset to keep thinking about all of these things he's saying and doing to me. It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. Please, Your Honor, take what you see here. The facts. Have you seen any single fact in any of this gibberish?
Zero.
Okay, let's just keep going. Please, Your Honor, take what you see here. The facts. He's calling all these agencies. He's having others do it. The fact that I forgot he went to his friends in town hall, having others do it. The fact that I forgot he went to his friends in town hall, and now Brett and Trees. Look at this. She did call her trees here. Right here, trees. Oh my goodness, how is a judge ever going to...
And she's typing this. It's not even voice to text.
It's even typing. All right. Trees, Granger, are best friends. Oh, wait, you're not allowed to have friends, apparently. Although she can hang out with Russ all she wants now. They're best friends, and he's asked the mayor to do something to remove my tortoises from my care in Otter Creek. You have an illegal tortoise rescue, which I wouldn't even call it a rescue. I would call it purgatory. I would call it hell, actually. It's horrific, and it's illegal. It cannot be within a quarter-mile residence. That is the county statute, period. To remove my tortoises from my care in Otter Creek, even though they're there when she took office, there was nothing on the ordinances about having tortoise rescue in Otter Creek town. Nothing. He's encouraging to do it, and it will please him, or he is suing our town. He's made sure he's encouraged that she got voted in. And this reminds me when John CROOK was talking to the judge in Ohio. And he's going, Your Honor, you don't understand. It's so much bigger than this. He's trying to silence us. Toontown is coming. And the judge is just looking at us like, what is this man on? Here we go. All right, nothing in the ordinance is about having a tortoise rescue in Otter Creek. Nothing. He's encouraging her to do it, and she will, to please him, because he's suing our town and made sure that she got voted in when he was using her to get everything he needed for the town of Otter Creek. They all are. Please help me. Please give me the injunction to protect myself and my daughter. I don't want one of us to be dead and then have everyone say, oh, well, we should have given them the order. Please help me protect my child. To protect the child, Your Honor, please remove the child. Put it with a family that actually knows how to care for a child. Let's keep going. Please help me protect her childhood and our home. We're both disabled. John Cook and I, and the baby is disabled. All we want is to build our house. We want to live in peace. That's funny. For a person who wants to live in peace, you sure have stirred up a tremendous amount of turmoil in the town of Otter Creek. We just want to live in peace without this menace making money and financial gain off of these videos that he's doing. And it's not just me. As you've read, hopefully, in the other statements I've given you, he's doing this. Talking about Marla Hughes' statements, and Angela, who she called a retard.
Yeah.
LIEnette literally called Angela Gleason
She called her
a retard.
Yes, that and a mole.
How inappropriate. How inappropriate. And you read, hopefully, in the other statements that I've given you, he's doing this to multiple people in Otter Creek, and his financial gain is moved up at least by half. Apparently now she knows my finances. Isn't that interesting? Well, I can say that I have invested well over $1 million into all of the properties and cleaning up these properties in the actual city limits or the town limits of Otter Creek. While you have others who are dumping and trashing their yards like LIEnette John CROOK, I'm actually cleaning up and restoring and investing in a town and its people. But apparently she knows all of my finances. Oh, by the way, we're in November now, and I can share with you, based off of last year, I am actually, business-wise, 2021 was the greatest year of my business, and I am 3/4 of where I was in 2021. So unfortunately, her math is way off. She's claimed to be a firefighter. She's claimed to be a lawyer. She's claimed to be a judge. She's claimed now to be a CPA. So my CPA would disagree with her. Let's keep going. I'm begging you to help me, Your Honor. I cannot take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. I don't deserve it. We've done nothing to him ever. And I ran for a seat on the board, and he needed to make sure that I would never get it so he could do what he was doing in Otter Creek. What insanity. Like I would ever care. Ever care. Now, right now, I would say the entire town of Otter Creek would go, oh my goodness. We would never put this person in charge of anything. Please help me stop it so I can just raise my daughter, build my house, love my tortoises, loves to kill them, and go on with my life. Please, I'm begging, Your Honor, please. Thank you for your time. Look at this. Thank you for your time, and God bless. LIEnette Michelle Preston. And we're going to pay to have it all videoed.